The next lunation that we have to discuss is the full moon at 18 degrees of Capricorn, which is happening on July 10th, around a week away from when we're recording this, at 4:37 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, I talk about full moons and new moons every month, but just in case you need the breakdown, full moons are a time of culmination. We are reaching the harvest. We are manifesting something and able to now see it in our lives. What is it that we manifested? The manifestation process is initiated with the new moon. And these happen on a 6-month cycle. So we have the new moon in Capricorn, which was December 30th, 2024. And then this full moon in Capricorn is July 10th. So we have an approximately, give or take, 6-month period of time. So if you attended my classes back in December, I likely talked about this, or maybe we even did a meditation together on it. If you took notes, if you planted any seeds, what I like to do is I have it built into my planner, but I also will put it in my calendar as well. So I will just take a few breaths, I'll tune in, and I will channel, what is it that I want to manifest? Some people don't manifest that way, but because I'm intuitive, it's just how I do it. Sometimes what I'm writing down isn't, not that it's not what I want, but I'm not thinking about it from a place of what do I want. I'm kind of like reading myself. So I will write down, like I connect with my guides. It's like, okay, well, what should I be calling in for this period of time? And then those are the few bullets that I write down. Sometimes I read it and like, what is that? And then 6 months later, when I get to the full moon, I read it and then I laugh because now all of a sudden I know what it means in context of having lived those 6 months. You don't have to channel if you don't want to. You can just write something down. It could be one thing, it could be a few things, it could be big, it could be small, something that you want to call in. And if you chose to work with your personal astrology, you'd also want to look at the degree point and the sign of Capricorn. So in this case, because we're talking about a full moon, we're not doing the manifesting, we're just reflecting back. What came through over the last 6 or so months? What did we manifest in the Capricorn area of our chart, whether or not we had planted the seed for that? Full moons are an opportunity for us to be in gratitude. And when we are grateful, it helps us lean into abundant energy, which then helps us to manifest more. For Capricorn, this is talking about maintaining tradition and systems, as well as ambition, but like personal, individual ambition. How can I grow? I want to do more. I want to accomplish. I want to get things done. So that is the energy that is overlapping with this moon. And with all full moons, you want to be aware of heightened intuition and emotions. And yes, Capricorn is not known for being particularly emotional. So it doesn't matter because a full moon is a full moon. If we had a full moon that was in a water sign, then we can expect the emotions and intuition to be really heightened, but they're still heightened even with a Capricorn moon. The baseline for a full moon is that things are heightened. And I always recommend for full moons that we take it easy, that we rest, we reflect, and we focus on the positive. What has gone well? And especially from the Capricorn mindset, we want to accomplish. So if we can remind ourselves that we did have wins, and here's what they are, then we can self-soothe a little bit. So again, you're looking at the house where you have 18 degrees of Capricorn, and that is what you would be reflecting on. So for me, when I use whole sign, I'm looking at my 7th house of committed partnerships and relationships. So I would be sitting there at this full moon and saying, okay, how have I grown, expanded, learned in this area of life? What have I learned about? I've learned a heck of a lot of things. I can think of things right now that I have learned about my boundaries, Capricorn is big with the systems, big with boundaries. I've learned a lot about my boundaries. I've learned a lot about, what is going to cut it or not in a relationship over the last 6 months. So I already know that now. I'm not even at the date yet. So it's just taking the opportunity to really settle in and focus on that, and then gear yourself up for when the next lunation comes and we're ready to plant seeds again. And we're always planting seeds in a different area of our chart every single month if we choose to work with the astrology of it. At or after the lunation goes exact, if you want to use that full moon meditation, you can use it to reflect, to journal a little bit. I honestly don't even really spend all that long on the full moon days. I just do my reflection, I jot some things down, I try to do something for my self-care that day. Try to take it easy, especially with a Capricorn moon. It's tough, but trying not to overbook yourself and doing too much and having yourself be busy. Oftentimes for full moons, it's like, can we avoid having a lot of plans on that day? But maybe it works for you and for your sign, and that is part of your self-care. Then you have your plans. 6th house for Nancy. So you'll be thinking about reflecting on, expressing gratitude for, and it's so perfect. It's perfect for Capricorn. It's how have you worked hard? What have you achieved? What have you accomplished, like, for you? And also thinking about your health. What have you accomplished with regard to your physical health? Have you reached any milestones that you wanted to? And also, it could be if you have pets, you could be looking at that as well. But you're thinking about job in the context of like a work environment, or like, so current job or your service. Like, what is it that you're offering? We're talking about Capricorn. We're often talking about the thing that I am doing, which will help me grow. But it's what's the thing that you've built that is maybe helping other people. That's another option of something you could reflect on. Worked hard on health. Great. Then it will be the perfect thing to express gratitude for. So again, if you want, you can just sit, you can write it down. I tend to write it down, just put it in my journal, walk away. If you want to do more of a little ritual or ceremony, you can. You can also just kind of think about it to yourself, or be honoring that. When you rest, you are honoring your health in a different way as well.